Hey everybody, Dave Nasty here at Epic Guitar Instruction. How you doing? So we're going to do part 2 today of Van Halen's Hot for Teacher. We're going to learn the solo now. So as I said, this is part 2. We have part 1 also up on the site, so that's really important. And feel free to start with that one, so that way you have all the body of the song and all the other crucial important parts. But this is going to be the solo, and we're going to break this down. And I got to say, there's going to be some generalizing, going on here, because even Mr. Van Halen, I don't think, probably played the same thing or played it the same way twice. But we're going to go through the record version, and I'll show you even some of the variation that I've adopted over time, so that way we can put it into our everyday. So let's get started with this. So this thing kicks off with a descending line that's very similar to the intro. And of course, we did break that intro down in part 1, I should say. So the way that we're going to do this is initially we're going to tap on 12, and I'm going to hammer from 3 to 7. That's the first thing that happens. Then I got to jump up, and I go. Much like I did at the very beginning. So the only difference from that one to the very beginning is he taps 5 to 8 at the top of the song when he goes down, and this one he taps 3 to 7. Why? Who knows? That's the glory of making unconventional things conventional. So as we go through this now, I'm going to do a big bend on the 4th fret. I'm going to let this come down. I'm going to hit 2, and I'm going to start my tremolo picking. Now my tremolo picking is on 4. Now I like to do the Van Halen way. Going up to 6, going up to 9, 11, and that was 13 and then 14 there. So what that gives me is this. We're going to go into F sharp minor pentatonic licks now. So let's outline that pentatonic scale just for the sake of it. That scale goes like this. So as I said, we lead into that. I'll give myself a little bit more context. That's about as fast as that goes. So I'm going to go right into a big bend there. That's F sharp with my index finger. I'm going to be bending 17. And then I hit 14 again. So I like to break this next lick up into pieces. So if I go, that's part 1. Part 2 to this goes, that's a hammer on and pull off. Going up to 17, I strike this note 2 times after I do that. So I have this. From there, I have part 1, part 2. I'm going to pull off 17 to 14. And then I hit, as you can see, 2 notes with a flattened first finger. Part 1, part 2, part 3. Then we do a hammer on and pull off and go to 16. So that gives us this. That's going to be that leg. Play it really slow one time. Part 1, part 2, pulling off. Ooh. We woke the mascot. I felt him. He pushed my chair. He pushed my chair. Do you like Van Halen, Miles? Do you like Van Halen? No.
He's excited.
He is excited.
He moved about 8 inches.
When the mascot moves, we're giving the people good content. That's kind of my rule. That's kind of my rule. Right on, Miles. I'm glad you dig it. So do I. So, all right, as we go through this again, we have part 1, part 2. From here, kind of a cool thing Van Halen would do a lot of times with these bends is his first finger would kind of be, leaning towards more of the resolution part of the phrase. So that'll give us, that's coming out of this now. A little sloppy, but we'll put myself on the spot more as the video goes on. Right now we're just kind of going through the whole thing. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to bounce off of an A note, nice happy bouncy motion, with our first finger doing some pinches. And these are kind of fun because they're almost like half pinched. You don't have to worry about the full, kind of thing too much. 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 1, down. Kind of the rhythm I'm thinking in my head. That's going to lead us into another really cool classic kind of a lick. So we know that lick. when doing pull-offs in a wide stretch, it's so important to have that first finger down. You know, going off the video, because videos don't lie, he has his third finger there as we go through that, so that's good. Kind of part of it, so let's lead from the beginning. So we get another kind of blues lick in there where we're going to have that first finger moving like this. That's going to be like this. Very similar to the first one there. So that's kind of nice. I love that phrase. Now, 2, 4. That's such a cool thing right there. Now, I think the best part about that is the 9-10 right there on the B string. I've seen some tabs be weird about that, so that's really important to hit that there. And then the 12 to 14 slide hitting the high E string there with your index finger going into the bend on 14. All right, so leading into it there. So even with myself here, as I'm doing that, I kind of like to put myself on the spot. That's why I keep playing it over and over again, see if I blow it, because I like to do that. I'm on camera, right? Got to put some pressure on me while I'm teaching this, so that way everything's good. When we get into this next lick, this is everybody's favorite part, really. So what we have there is a pull-off that's happening on the high E string, 16 pulling off to my index, and then I'm grabbing these notes on the B string, 14. 17, 16, 17, back to 16, hammering up and pulling back. I'm going to talk about picking here because that is a question that comes up too. People will ask me. So if I go up strum, down strum, then we're into that bend there again. So we have so that's again another kind of reoccurring theme of the solo. Play that again. So I gotta say, if you're looking at the tabs and you're like, dude, he didn't do that there. Like I said, I'm a Van Halen nut from a long time ago. I'm kind of like pulled all this together from, you know, obsessively watching videos now that we can watch and stuff like that from live footage. So trying to present it more in a way that can be adopted into your playing, you know, all the quirkiness and things like that, the little style things, those come over time. So we're just making sure that we have the template to be manipulated so you can play right along with the record. So this is one of the few Van Halen tracks, I gotta say, that is closer to standard tuning than anything else, because a lot of them are down a half step. This one, you can tell they just must have tuned to each other and went. So it's pretty close to standard tuning. If you play along to it, it'll be right on there. So coming out of this section now. Another lick that's very similar. So let's give this thing a shot. We'll go through it slow. get you through the Hot for Teacher solo, everybody. So we love that. That's a good thing. And as far as soloing goes, because these are sometimes new things for us and we need a little bit of help and guidance, we have all the things that you need. Actually, in that YouTube text box that you see below is a really great link. If you click on that link, what you'll get is a free video and coinciding ebook that's not available for the YouTube fans out there, but what you get is a cool book on how to solo. So we're out there to offer some extra information. All you gotta do is click on the link, you'll get a free book and video that shows you all the scales, all the different shapes of the scales, the different modes, and some various techniques that you need with pentatonic scales and diatonic scales, all that stuff. All that terminology that you hear from time to time, we've put it together in a nice, really easy video, and all you gotta do is click on that link, and it'll get you started, and it'll really help as you go through this solo as well. So everybody click on the subscribe button. We love that. Like the video, leave us a comment. I'm gonna try to play through this and see how we do. If there's an edit and a smile, you know I blew it the first time. That's usually how it kind of goes around here for me. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time, and I'm gonna do my best to try to play this thing, and we'll see what we get.